Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am very excited to share with you 15 films that I hope to watch in the year of 2025. Now, as we are kind of winding down the year of 2024, I am starting to think ahead a little bit for the following year of 2025 and some of the goals that I have, some of the things that I would like to accomplish during the year. If you've been following this channel for a while, you'll know that for the year of 2024, I set myself a few goals, which I will be doing the same thing for this year. But that was going to be a different video talking about all of the different movie watching goals or the different things for the channel that I'm hoping to achieve. And so that will be a later video this month. But as for this one, I kind of wanted to think about some films that I've been putting off watching for a very long time. And these are some things that I probably should have seen by now. Actually, all of these are ones that I probably should have seen by now, or ones that I bought with the intent to watch very soon. And for one reason or another, things have just, they just haven't been prioritized, and I haven't really been watching them. And so this whole list of 15 films, I gave myself some boundaries within it. For one, I didn't want to include box sets because, there's a lot of Severin films within the box set, the ones that I have. A lot of the Severin films box sets that I own, I've not seen. And so, like all the Hornsby Hours, for an example, I've not seen any of the films within that set. And so, I'll kind of talk about that a little bit more when my other video of my goals for 2025 roll around. So I wanted to stick with individual released films. I also wanted to stick with films that were not necessarily within my next bracket of films to watch within the Criterion Collection. And so, again, if you followed my channel for a while, you'll know that this year, for the year of 2024, my goal was to watch from spy numbers 200 to 300. And so I've been really focusing in on those ones that I own that I have not seen yet. And so the following year of year 2025 will be from spy numbers 300 to 400. And so I didn't want to necessarily include any of those within this video because those are kind of a given that I will be watching. And so I think those are my only really big boundaries that I gave myself. And so, I'm just going to kind of jump right into some of these. And again, these are all ones that I probably should have seen by now, but just for one reason or another, I have not gotten around to watching, especially this first one that I decided to pick. This is one that I know it is a good movie. I have heard nothing but good about it, and that is the film Blood Simple. This is a Criterion Blu-ray, and again, this is not within the boundaries of 300 to 400. This is actually spy number 834. And so every now and then I'll go, and just watch a random Criterion within the later spy numbers. But this is one that I feel like I should have seen by now. And again, I've just heard nothing but good things about it. And every single year I tell myself I'm going to just watch this, but I never do. And so that will be one that I will watch this year. I should also add, these are in no particular order, just kind of however I have them stacked here. The next one, this one actually I bought this last year, and it's one that I really want to actually watch, and that is the film Run Lola Run. This is the 4K release of it, and I really just need to sit down and watch this movie because it seems really interesting, and it's just definitely one that I really want to check out this next year. This one I got years ago, and I never actually, this is based off of a book. I've never read the book, and I should have just sat down and watched this, but that is the film To Kill a Mockingbird. This is a dual pack of To Kill a Mockingbird and Cape Fear, and both with Gregory Peck. I've seen the Martin Scorsese Cape Fear film, but I've not seen the original one, and so yes, I need to just to sit down and watch. Maybe I'll do a double feature with both of these this year. But that is on the list. This is another one that I feel like is a classic that I just have kept putting off, and that is the film The African Queen. I feel like I started this years ago, but I just never gotten around to actually watching the entire film. And so I'll have to watch that this year. This is one that I feel like I kept seeing on people's top 100 greatest films of all time. It's one that I've just hear that it's one of the greatest movies ever made, and I know nothing about it. I don't think I've watched any trailers or anything for it. I just know the cover, and I know it's on a lot of people's lists. And that is the film City of God. Again, I know nothing about this movie, and I've owned this for years as well. That it's just kind of been sitting on the shelf, and I just need to sit down and actually watch it. A lot of these movies, I should say, are on my like regular shelf. So the shelf that is behind the camera that I reference it a lot within live streams and stuff like that. But it is kind of all my action, my like romance, comedy, drama. All of those genres are kind of mixed together on the shelf that is behind the camera, and at some point maybe in the, I'll talk about that with what I want to hope to do with that. But yes, City of God is another one that is just need to watch. And this is another one that I feel like a lot of people would be surprised that I've not seen, but that is the film Edward Scissorhands. I am not the biggest Tim Burton fan to begin with. I'm not, I really don't enjoy his movies as much as some other people do. Like I wasn't a huge Beetlejuice fan, or which I believe he was a writer for, if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't a huge fan of the Batman movies and Batman Returns. I thought they were okay. And just some of his other things that he has made that I've not seen, like some of his like more like the kid movies that he's done. But yes, Edward Scissorhands is one that I keep putting off watching, and I just need to actually sit down and watch it. But the next one, this is one that again I find this director very interesting. I would love to actually get more of his films, because a lot of his films are actually within the Criterion Collection, and I love everything that I've seen so far. And this is one that I've owned, but I've just never gotten around to watching, and that is the film Dogville by Lars von Trier. This is a movie that I understand as far as I understand it. I've seen a little, like some screenshots of it, but this is a movie with no sets or no locations. It seems like it's all on a soundstage or something. I know nothing about it beyond that, so that might be part of the story or whatever, but it seems interesting and different, and I do like a lot of the Lars von Trier films that I have seen, and so yes, that is one. I think that might there's like two that I own that I've not seen, and that is one of them. This is one that, again, I feel like is a classic. I feel like as a movie person I should have seen by now, and yes, there's a famous scene in this, but that is the film Jason and the Argonauts. Yes, the famous scene that I'm referencing would be the skeleton scene where he's battling a bunch of skeletons with a sword and stuff. And so this is another one that I feel like I started years ago, but I just never gotten around to actually finishing. And yeah, I just feel like it's one of those films that I, as a lover of movies, I should have seen this by now. And the same thing when it goes to this film. This is another one that I definitely should have seen by now, and that is the film The Outsiders. And I'll have to watch this. This is directed by Francis Ford Coppola. And yeah, which I recently, this year, actually, I just added Francis Ford Coppola into my director's section. And so, yeah, this is definitely one that I should sit down and watch. This next one is one by Christopher Nolan. This is the only Christopher Nolan film I have not seen, and that is the film Following. Every single Criterion sale that rolls around, this is one that is on my list, but then I take it off my list, and then I put it back on my list. The main reasoning is I have the DVD. I've owned the DVD for years, and I've never watched it. But I keep putting off watching it because I keep telling myself I'll just buy the Criterion Blu-ray. But then I don't buy the Criterion Blu-ray because I tell myself, well, I haven't seen it, I own it on DVD, maybe I should buy something else that I do not own yet. And so it's this constant loop of not actually watching the film, but going back and forth between wanting to get the Criterion or wanting to watch the DVD. And so yes, even if I do get, I should add, if I do get the Criterion Blu-ray, I'll still hold on to the DVD, so the DVD stays with the director's section and the Criterion will go with the Criterion films. Some people might call that crazy, but just OCD, I guess. But yeah, this is Christopher Nolan's first film, and I've always been curious on it. A friend of mine said this is actually really impressive for a first feature, and so yeah, very, very curious, and I just need to get around to actually watching that. This movie is by a director that is actually a fairly controversial director, but that is the director of Gaspar No. I believe I'm saying that right. I never actually fully know if it's supposed to be Gaspar Noe or Gaspar No, but I'm just going to go with that for now. And this is the film Vortex. I bought this actually, I believe it was last year, either in 2024 or 2023, and I think this is actually out of print now. And yes, it's this really cool edition of the film, which this is a partner label of Vinegar Syndrome, and so I believe this outer case is out of print. But yes, this is starring Dario Argento, which I find very interesting. But yeah, I just keep putting this off. I'm a little intimidated to watch this, to be honest. I think it's because it is 142 minutes, and I don't think it's in English, as far as I know. I think it's in French. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check. But I don't know why it's a little intimidating for me. I just keep, I mean, 142 minutes isn't that long, but I just keep putting it off. And so this next year will be the year I actually sit down and watch this. But speaking of films that are a little intimidating to watch for one reason or another, this is one that I really should have seen by now. It's considered just a classic. It's considered one of those movies that, yeah, you should just watch in your lifetime. But this is from the year of 1963. It's 163 minutes long, and that is the film. It's a mad, 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 mad world. I always mess up the like how many mads there are within the title. But yeah, this is the DVD Blu-ray combo that is actually out of print now from Criterion, and yeah, it's just one of those movies that I just need to sit down and watch, and I desperately just need to watch. But yeah, hopefully this is also, I should add, this is spy number 692. So this is again not within that criterion of, or the boundary of spy numbers from 300 to 400. But yeah, I should just sit down and watch that. And this is one that it is definitely a controversial film. It's one that I understand its place in like cinema history. I understand it's the contents of the film is, in today's world or in today's standards, is you know, frowned upon, obviously, and I understand all those things. However, this is a film that I feel like is a movie that is important to cinema as an art form. And I try to do that when it comes to some of these older films where the topics of the films might be dated by today's standards. I try to look at it in the context of when the movie was being made, in the context of when the movie came out, and what the context was as a piece of history. And so that's kind of what this falls under. I think that's why I keep putting off this movie, is because it's not one that I'm necessarily like looking forward to watching, but I understand that it is an important film to the conversation of film as a language. And this is from 1915. It's 192 minutes long, and that is the film, A Birth of a Nation. Again, it's a very it's a controversial film. There's a lot of controversy that surrounds this movie, and I'm not going to get too far into it, but you know, if you are curious, look up the contents of this film on you know, just Google the film, and I'm sure there'll be videos and stuff talking about it. But it's a film that, as someone who really appreciates old films, appreciates the evolution of movies, and appreciates just how you know, there was like, I love silent black and white films from the early, like, you know, 1900s and even the late 1800s. I feel like some of that stuff is very, very fascinating to watch how camera techniques have changed over the years. And so this is one that I really feel like I should have seen by now. And so yes, next year this will be on the list of films to watch. But diving into a couple of horror films, this is a movie that I am very curious on. This is a film by a director of Mario Bava. I believe I'm saying that right. I honestly never know if I am or not. But Yes, this is a film that I've been really wanting to check out. I bought this at the Retro Attic, I believe. Yes, I bought this at the Retro Attic. I think it was this last year, and that is the film Blood and Black Lace. So I'm very curious on it. I again know nothing about it, but it's just one that I really just want to sit down and watch, and so I'm very much looking forward to watching because I feel like this is a I believe it's a giallo. If I'm not. Yeah, it's an Italian film, so yeah, it'd be a giallo film. But yes, I'm a big fan of giallo, big fan of this type of stuff, and so I'm very excited to sit down and watch that. I would love to get that on. I think there was an Arrow video 4K or a Blu-ray of that. But the last film that I want to talk about, this is actually a double feature, but I'm more curious on the first film. This is actually a Spanish horror film, and this is one that I bought this year that I'm just very curious on, and that is the film Tombs of the Blind Dead and Return of the Blind Dead. So the two Blind Dead films, I've heard really good things about these, and I really just need to sit down and watch them, and so yeah, very curious. But let me know in the comments down below, are there any films that that you think that I really should watch, things that I've maybe mentioned in the past that I've not seen before. I might be forgetting some. I should say this list is obviously going to change. There's going to be a lot more movies I watch in the year of 2025. And so this is just a kind of a starting point of some films that I really want to prioritize watching this year. Again, like I might be buying, I might buy a box set, or I might buy an individual release of something in January that I might put to the priority to like actually sit down and watch, because my collection, this collection's constantly changing. It's constantly evolving, and I'm constantly getting new stuff and getting rid of some stuff, and so. Yeah, this list is just a kind of a starting point for me, but let me know also in the comments down below, what did you think of the films that I have set aside? Have you seen any of these movies? What are your thoughts on them? I am very curious, because yeah, I always like to hear what you guys have to say. I should also add, obviously there are going to be a lot of movies coming out in the year of 2025, so there will be stuff in theaters that, I didn't necessarily want to include any theatrical releases this year, because I feel like, those are ones that I might just be looking forward to watching this year. And I honestly don't really keep up with what's coming out in theaters all that much, and so, yeah, I'll have to see what comes out, and maybe I'll have to be watching some of those as well. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye.